Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
Yeah.
Musine, this is a question though. I might deal with the simpler ones first, isn't it? Why is government keeping cocoa roots audit reports and payment details close to its chest? I have to be honest with you, Mr. Mentasi. No matter the reasons that have been given, I don't agree. Such reports will publish or transparency, accountability, and probity. There might be very good reasons, industry practice, I be or support the decision there. Mema won't publish and I won't publish unless I would to apply for. But if I can apply for and I will get it, then you might as well publish, especially the executive summary. It helps, It doesn't help anybody's cause, including especially Cocoa Board, if this report remains classified, secret, confidential, and unpublished. It doesn't. In my candid opinion, I'm yet to be convinced by the reasons offered or proffered by the Cocoa Board management as to why this report, a copy of which I have intercepted as far back as September 2019. So I make an appeal that decision should be revised and the report made available to the public, or at least to Parliament and some significant state institutions. And, any Ghanaian. So put it on your website. Put the conclusions there and tell people, okay, it's on the website. Chetmasi, I go for that. It's a vote for transparency, integrity, accountability, and probity. Now, because of the decision, though, you can apply, so it's not for publication. No. Some mischief has been unleashed with people, conspiracy theories, suspicions, speculations, conjecture, even claiming though there was nothing really wrong from day one. And because I spend unnecessary cash and I be full of nothing. It was a journey to nowhere, and you are embarrassed at things. Indeed, in terms of propaganda capital, you are giving those saying that some advantage. That, in my candid opinion, my reading of the report does not sustain the case they are making. Kwame?
Yeah.
Or a huge report, though, let me be honest with you. It's about, if not 350, about 400 pages with all sorts of illustrations.
That's a lot of
so
reading.
Yes, you cannot maybe publish in America the executive summary. It's there. The first few pages, they try to capture all the things, the main conclusions, findings, and things can be made public. As for Parliament, you send the full report to them. I'm not saying it's a requirement as such, but it's good governance practice. And then other places, for instance, any time intimate to me, but Kwame, there's on the maybe a watch pre-contracts services. That's procurement processes employed in we read 1 or 2b. The necessary due diligence was not conducted on the contractors engaged on the projects. Neither were adequate preparations made for the projects. Evidence on some of the activities enumerated below elaborates the poor handling of the pre-contract activities. Company registration details were not verified, enabling contractors whose companies were not registered at the Registrar General's Department to participate in the bidding process. Supporting documents from the Ministry of Road and Highways classification were not scrutinized, resulting in the classification of recently registered companies and those not registered with the RGD to be classified among the highest groups of contractors. A1, B1, Mentasi.
They weren't registered.
But Mentasi, A1.
Was categories of the kind of work you can do, your equipment, and all of that. Regional Minister Crow,
I'm not surprised that Kwame Tass.
No further comment.
Then Kwame to you.
Yeah.
Technical studies were not conducted on the roads. Neither were designs provided for the projects, including those earmarked for reconstruction and construction. The logical inference from the lack of engineering designs is that the high standard of road and finishes proposed were not based on sound engineering and economic basis. Work item quantities were therefore arbitrarily determined, contributing to the high project cost and frequent variations. The processes employed in the shortlisting of contractors were flawed, as those that were not legally qualified to participate in the bidding processes were allowed to do so. The restricted tendering method employed in the engagement of the 140 contractors for the 229 projects could not be justified. Construction of cocoa roads is not, unquote, highly complex and specialized nature. Neither are the works available only from a limited number of contractors. The Ministry of Roads and Highways has over 4,000 contractors classified under different categories in its database. COCOBO's justification of the contractor's selection on their capabilities and proximity to the proposed projects and have undertaken works of similar nature and complexity could not be substantiated. Some of the companies were either recently incorporated or were not incorporated as legal entities at the time that the contracts were awarded. Contract prices of trunk roads under the programs were much higher with this method than other GOG contracts awarded on the same roads around the same period. You see, publish this. Let those affected protest and say, no, you are wrong. Your findings are wrong. This is why they are wrong. If indeed we violate laws, get the appropriate state institutions to intervene and go to undertake due process. This helps governance, good governance. Indeed, I vote against the decision not to publish, not to make the thing available, but for application. Even though that can get you what you want. It is not the best practice, in my candid opinion. Now, there's another question.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of things, but in time, in a short cutting. The other one also $10 million. The matter is true. The minority last year, I think June somewhere, 2019, made this $10 million spent on cocoa roads audit probe. You've attributed this year to the minority as well as President Mahama. Meant see that President Mahama used that figure neither. He might have, except that I didn't hear him say so. But that's what the minority, the World Press Conference statement were categorically. They had stated so. Now, documents be so I mean telling the Mabon. Quote figures. How bonimponi? No, bonimponi. I've remembered my father, Sunday was October 4th. Yes, he died October 4th, 1984.
Whoa.
Yeah. Kwame.
May he rest in peace.
That was the day we were being massacred at Old Trafford. What kind of double agony?
October 4 is not a good day.
Let me did when I was 3 Edwan and me lose appetite. I'm not going to make a packy. Them look a fridge. No, I forgot to go back for it.
So which one was it? The board defeated.
No, me did. No, was I? Your chef first go. I mean,
Daddy and the board. Which was earlier?
Oh, China made that in the but watch it. So it's not like pain. It's just like sober reflection and all that. And then the game started. About it. It's true. We go share fridge. We free the next day. Now what? We to go to Chile. Why me? Make it a document. And it's dated 23rd July 2017. In fact, the contract where the man ran March also. the list of the membership of the committee but that's not the focus.
Peace FM.
Review, that is a reorganization of Cocoa Roads project of Ghana Cocoa Board. Request for funds and field trips. Let me start with Kwame. A is from a deputy chief executive, finance and administration. What can FNA?
FNA is finance and administration.
Okay. This letter is dated 5th July 2017. Is addressed to the chief executive and request for approval. This name Nimbo Nyasi engineers Kwame Nima NYA GSI
NYA GSY Jamanyaksi
Nyazi Engineers Limited. Budget for contract, rationalization and quality and scope audit. That's how it's titled. Also, we refer to meeting between Cocoa Board, Deputy Chief Executive FNA, Acting Director of Finance, and Engineer Sylvia Asari of Nyasi Engineers, and I hope I've pronounced it well, Engineers Limited, on the review of budget submitted by the Nyasi Engineers Limited. After negotiations, the budget was reviewed downwards from 2 million, and this is why I say you are going to educate me, from 2,666,880 Ghana cedis to 2,333,520 Ghana cedis, representing 12.5% reduction. We forward the revised budget for your consideration and approval. Maybe last one, Kwame. Now this is from the company, the contractor or the engineers. Also, your letter referenced so and so dated 20th July 2017 refers. Following the approval of our budget and the request for extension of time for the above mentioned exercise, we now request for a drawdown of 1,166,760 Ghana cedis, representing 50% of the total budgeted amount of 2,333,520 Ghana cedis. This amount will be fully accounted for before requesting for the remaining 50% to complement the assignment. We are ready to start the exercise as soon as the funds are made available to us, and promise to complete it and present the final report according to the scheduled program we presented to your office. Now, the education I seek. 2,333,520 Ghana cedis. $10 million. Is there a difference?
It's obvious there's a huge difference. Because 10 million is almost 60 million cedis.
That's right.
Isn't it? Come you.
$10 million is almost 60 million cedis.
Case closed.
Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.